What's up Top 10 fam, hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Ayman Hassan and welcome back to another video. Now it's time to dissect what's really going on the red planet, you guys. Now I personally believe, and this is largely influenced by movies that I've seen, that when Earth becomes inhospitable, they're just gonna migrate our asses to Mars. But are there things we need to be prepared for? Before we find out, I just want to let you guys know our most amazing merch is for sale right now. From today till Saturday, you can use the code PMKINS, so like pumpkins but not, for 10% off. And you guys already saw how cute I looked in one of our shirts on our Instagram, so what are you waiting for? But anyway, enough of that. These are the top 10 scary things that really happened on Mars. Starting us off with number 10 is the face. So this is a bit of a wild card, and this was actually my first time seeing this image as well. So I was like, was I living under a rock all this time? Like, how did I not know about this? Either way, back in 1976, NASA's Viking 1 orbiter traveled past Mars and snapped an image that turned everyone's heads for all the wrong reasons. The image shows the surface of the planet, which obviously is a mismatch of elevated and flat surfaces. Now I really don't need to explain what the surface of a planet looks like, you guys already know, but one of the elevated planes looked very much like a face. You can see the eye hollows, a nose, and lips as well, and after this was made public, many people started speculating that the face was an alien crafted monument on Mars. Can we believe that? Can we actually believe that? Which honestly I wouldn't even be surprised about. If they can disguise their headquarters on Earth as an iceberg or under an island, then this wouldn't even be a second thought for them. Like a face on Mars, no biggie. Let's just do that while I sleep. Now however, this one has been semi-debunked because the Mars Global Surveyor took a new picture of the area in 2001, and this one was obviously a lot more HD. In the newer picture, the plane looks a lot more blobby and cracked, and there are no facial details whatsoever. But honestly, I feel like in the 70s, aliens were a lot more lax, like they probably thought we'd never figure them out, but like here we are, and now they're like, oh damn, they're advancing quickly. So now they're covering up their tracks, but I don't buy it for a second. We saw what we saw. We can't deny it. You can't hide it. You can run, but you can't hide. Actually, you probably can, because it's not like I'm gonna be up there anytime soon. Lol. We got past it finally. Coming in at number 9 is the bone. Now back in 2014, again I must have been living under a rock that year as well, NASA's Curiosity rover took a chilling image. Now when you first look at it, it's just a pile of rocks, nothing weird, nothing really stands out, but wait. Now right bang in the middle of the photo, there's a really oddly shaped rock, so much so that one could argue it's not a rock at all. Now the rock looks very much like a femur bone from a thigh, which then opens up the can of worms to why the hell is there a bone on a quote-unquote uninhabited planet? Is it a fossilized human femur bone from one of the many people they've abducted and taken back to Mars? Or is it a fossilized alien bone and now we know that they may have similar skeletal structures to us? Like, where did this bone come from? Is it the femur bone of an animal, an extraterrestrial animal? Like, what are we working with here? I need answers. The bone is more crooked than a human femur bone, which are usually more straight, and most skeptics say the bone most likely became that shape due to wind or water erosion, with NASA forever maintaining that the only life on Mars are the microbes and that there isn't enough oxygen for other organisms. But what if it's just housing organisms we haven't studied that don't need oxygen like we do? Caught you there. Take that, NASA. And what? Mic drop. At number 8 we have the Grey Lady. I don't even have to explain what this is by now. Anytime I've said grey, white or red lady on this channel, you guys know I'm talking about a female ghost, and you guys better damn well know that by now, otherwise like, why are you even watching? Like, no, I'm kidding. So back in August of 2015, the Mars Curiosity rover captured a picture of some rocky terrain in which someone found an apparition of a grey lady. The shadow or ghost really does look like a woman in a dress just standing amongst the terrain looking at the camera if anything, and I mean last time I checked, ghosts don't need oxygen, so her existence could very much be real. According to scaling, she'd have to be the size of a pebble, so I mean, there's that. But again, we don't know what the effect of lesser gravity is on ghosts, so it could easily miniaturize them, who knows. But also, it could be the ghost of an alien, like we really don't know. All we do know is that the apparition exists. NASA obviously piped in saying everyone gets excited when a rock resembles anything interesting, but like, live a little NASA. Let us have our time, let us have like our moment with the Grey Lady, like leave us alone. Stop raining on our parade. I know I sound really anti-NASA, but I'm not, it's just jokes, innit? Filling our number 7 slot is the Waffle Island. Now firstly, I didn't even know there were islands on Mars. Like I thought islands were like land masses surrounded by water, but there's no water on Mars, so like what's happening? But maybe I just need to adapt my definitions to make them more galactically appropriate. It's probably my problem. Either way, back in 2014, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter captured a picture of a waffle-shaped island. The misshapen waffle is located in the Athabasca region of Mars and is 1.2 miles wide. It's located in an area with a lot of lava flows, so the smooth parts around the elevated parts are where the lava flows. Now NASA scientists claim the waffle-like appearance just comes from lava intruding from underneath and pushing the crust upwards, but a complete explanation is yet to be found. And that, my friend, leaves room for us conspiracists to be like, hee. Now personally, I feel like aliens are on Mars and have their homes or headquarters inside the planet, so all these weird land formations on the surface are just their creations under the surface. Who agrees? And also, for the record, if that is meant to be a waffle, it's a looking waffle. I said what I said. Now at number 6 are the marks. So back in 2017, NASA released a picture the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter had taken of the Hellas Planitia, which is basically a plains area inside a huge crater on Mars that's actually deeper than the Grand Canyon, and it's billions of years old, so it's pretty damn cool. Either way, the photo looks like a bunch of squiggly lines or scratch marks all next to each other. NASA explained it as being caused by dry ice breaking up and sliding down the sandy dunes and creating those paths. However, I have my own theory. You know, I'm just trying to get in there. Other than looking like scratch marks, it also low-key looks like a crop field. And crop circles or fields and aliens have always been linked since like the start of time, so A, there's that, and B, maybe the aliens created a crop field to sustain themselves. You don't know. I mean, we don't know what their food situation is. Who knows what they're using it for? Honestly, at this point, who knows? If it's NASA, they're probably gonna say it was because of the wind. So you guys decide, are we just gonna blame everything on the wind? Like, I don't think so. That's unfair. That's not happening. We stand with the wind. Either way, coming in at number 5 is the coffin. So back in 2014, Will Farrer found something in an image taken by NASA's Mars Curiosity rover. Amongst the regular rocky terrain of the planet, there appears to be a coffin-shaped object amongst the rocks. Like, it's very angular and deliberate and doesn't look like an eroded or misshapen rock at all. Now, scale-wise, it's 1 meter long and 1/2 meter wide, and I mean, based on the people we've seen on this list on Mars, they are all quite small. So this coffin size seems to fit quite well, but at the same time, it could easily belong to Dracula or Edward Cullen. It's so gothic looking with its curvature, and it just looks like a regular vampire coffin. So are there alien vampires too? Like, where does the crossbreeding end? Like, if ever? I guess we'll have to stay tuned. And Will Farrer went on to say, we never get told the truth about anything, and I mean, you're not wrong, Will. You're not wrong. At number 4 is the rabbit, and no, that's not even a clickbaity fake title. I don't do fake news, people, I told you before. So back in March of 2004, NASA's Opportunity rover had taken many pictures of Meridiani Planum, which is basically a plane 2 degrees south of Mars's equator, because I know you all don't know what that is, because neither did I. And can you see how much trouble I'm having with pronouncing these things? It's not a joke, you guys, the struggle is real. Now, one of the pictures shows some rock formations in the back, and in front, isolated on the surface of Mars, is what appears to be a white rabbit. Now, the picture is quite blurry, so it's hard to make out the rest of its body, but you can definitely see the 2 floppy ears standing up, which is evidence enough. The ears even move in the Martian wind, so it definitely isn't a rock, NASA. However, you know NASA always has a clapback, and engineers say it's most likely a bit of soft material that came from one of their vehicles, perhaps some cotton insulation. Well, now I appreciate you offering that explanation, but I'd like to believe it's a bunny, and that's that. Bye. Off you go. Now, filling our number 3 slot is Mars's Bigfoot, and I feel like calling it Bigfoot is a bit of an overstatement, so it's more of like a mini Bigfoot, if you will. So this picture was snapped by the Mars Exploration rover Spirit back in 2007 on the eastern edge of the planet. Now, apparently this Bigfoot picture is actually a Bigfoot-shaped rock, according to NASA. Like, I can't tell if they're trying to punk us or not at this point. Like, not everything is a rock. A rock eroded to look like a femur bone? Fine, I can suspend my disbelief, but a rock eroded to look like Bigfoot? Fool me once, shame on me, but fool me twice, like I'm not a dumbass. Like, now this is actually how psycho we are as a species. So the picture was actually originally a big ass panorama that someone zoomed the hell into and found this Bigfoot. This is how we find everything out, you guys. This is how. We go in there. But the peculiar thing is that the Spirit takes black and white pictures, so for it to take a colored photo like this one, it has to take the picture 3 times with a few minutes in between to put the colored lenses over the camera. So unless Bigfoot was moving 1 millimeter at a time, things become more sus. From analytics, the creature seems to be 6 centimeters tall, so when I say he's mini, I mean he's mini. I'm finally taller than someone, I'm so happy about this. I am the Bigfoot of Mars. Now at number 2 is Marshenge, like Stonehenge, but not. So the high-rise Mars orbiter found something that sent everyone into a frenzy. The original image is a massive panoramic image of a large bit of terrain from a bird's eye view. Now when you zoom in, you can see very clearly a circle of rocks on an elevated circular mound. It stands out compared to everything else in the picture, and it makes you think if aliens really did build it to be their Stonehenge. We've never gotten to the bottom of why Stonehenge was created, and I doubt we'll ever get to the bottom of why Marshenge was created either. Was it made as an ancient Martian burial ground? If the stars align, will it spawn the king of aliens in the middle of the circle? Like, what are we meant to expect from Marshenge? Whatever it is, I'm glad NASA can't tell us it's because of erosion. Miss me with the BS. This whole video is BS! No, the content is all factual, I'm just BS. And finally, at number 1 is the skulls. So last year, UFO hunter and space journalist Joe White was analyzing pictures taken from NASA's Mars Curiosity rover and came across something horrific. Now amongst a bunch of rock formations, Joe spotted what literally is a fossilized skull, like no joke. Like you can see the jawbone, the eye socket, you can even make out some teeth as well, like it's all very clear. Like we have the dental records, people, let's identify this mofo, you guys. I'll go up there and do it myself. Now scale wise, the skull is about 2 feet, so whoever's body that belonged to would have had to be at least 15 feet tall. Skeptics say it could just be a weird rock encrusted in mud and then dried out, but like really? Are we gonna listen to skeptics at this point? Like look at the image for yourself in color, it is very much a skull and you can't deny that. What do you guys think? Does it belong to our alien brethren, the Martians we haven't seen yet? What is the story behind the skull? Let me know. And that's it for today's video, guys. I feel like now I also know a lot about Mars and what's on Mars, and I never did before, so clearly I need to stay more woke, research Mars more if that's going to be my future home, and just be with it really at all times. Let me know what you guys thought of the things we found on Mars in the comments below, and as always, I'm your host Ayman Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!